hopping through the forest. Looking at the narrator, hey!
Watch your attitude!
Hi kids, we're APAC from Chandler High, and we're here to share some of our favorite stories with you. And I know you've read some of them in your class, so make sure to pay attention. We're APAC!
Welcome everybody to the banquet of the birds. I am the show host, Simon Allen. Tonight we'll be seeing Has the Talent to Win. Let's get right down to it with our contestants. Our first contestant of the evening, we have the lovely Sparrow.
Tonight I'll be singing a little tune in C.
It's the room for you with Hummingbird and Pigeon.
What kind of math do owls like?
I don't know.
Algebra!
Why do hummingbirds hum?
Why?
Because they don't know the words.
So funny. Alright, now on to the show. Next contestant, we have last year's winner. The girl with the velvety voice.
She was so embarrassed that, well, she began to cry. She didn't know what to do. She felt friendless and not as pretty. Little did she know, however, that Juno, the queen goddess, saw the whole thing. She felt very sorry for Peacock and wanted to help her feel better.
Oh, poor Peacock. I'm so sorry. Who are you? I am the goddess Juno. I'm here to help you feel better. Help me feel better? Why can't you just make me a better singer instead? Peacock, you're a very beautiful bird. Are you grateful for the gift of music? I suppose, but what's music meant to be beautiful when I can only sing like this? I'm terrible. Just because you cannot sing doesn't mean that you have no gifts or talent. Everyone has their own. Your friend Sparrow, what is she good at? She is very kind. What about Owl? He can see in the dark and turn his head a very 3 chances left to change, and if you don't, I'm going to turn you into a The Lion and the Mouse by Aesop. Mice are always underestimated. We're smaller than most other animals and spend a lot of our lives in crannies, cats, or other things that might rest.
One day, Martha's mom came to her with something really important.
Martha Mouse! Martha Mouse! Martha Mouse, I need you to fetch some seeds so we can have dinner. But I'm playing with my cheese balls! Everyone has their own part to play. Your job is to get seeds while I stay here to take care of your brother and sister. Okay. But it's really dark out here. I can't see a single seed. Did you hear that? Please don't eat me. I have to give this to my family. Why should I care about you and your family? You're just a mouse. Please be spare me. I will repay you. You can repay this. Feeding my hunger. Since you asked, you may go. You won't eat me? I won't eat you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have to give this to my family. Thank you. Don't mention it.
Meanwhile, back at Martha's house,
Mom, when's dinner? I'm hungry. Martha's getting it. Now go set the table. Mom, do you think Martha's okay? Maybe she's out there all alone. And the stomach of a cat. Oh, we're never gonna get food. We're gonna die trying to get food. I'm never gonna learn math or science or how to read chapter book. Yeah, Molly, I'm sure Martha's perfectly alright. See, there she is now. Martha! I thought you were eaten. No, not eaten. See, Molly, there was nothing to be afraid of. I did meet a lion, though. A lion? I told you she did too almost get eaten. What are you talking about, Martha? I met a lion. She let me go. Don't make things up, Martha. I'm not making it up. I met a real lion. She let me go and I'm gonna repay her someday. Yeah, right. The only thing you're good at is getting eaten. That's not true. Martha, stop it! Martha, leave your sister alone. Sweetie, I'm glad you weren't hurt. But you need to be careful around lions. Mom, do you think a little mouse like me really help a lion? I think you can do anything you set your mind to. It doesn't matter how big or how small, how smart or old you are, it makes a difference.
the next morning, she went outside again to get breakfast. That's what she's good at, collecting seeds.
Be careful. I will. Did you hear that? Sounds like one. Perfect. What a great hunt. Aren't you afraid of lions? No. I was just startled, that's all. Sure you're not afraid of lions? Well, since you're the great one, why don't you go up there and catch that lion? What are you doing? Well, I don't want to be eaten. Here, let's just use this. Let the lion capture himself. Good idea. I know. It was my idea.
bopping through the forest, scooping up the wriggly worms and bopping them on the head. Down came the good fairy.
Little bunny cuckoo. Oh, bunny cuckoo, I don't like your attitude. It's just scooping up the wriggly worms and bopping them on the head.
But consider this.
You have 2 chances left to change, and if you don't, we're going to
A Big Guy Took My Ball by Mo Willems. There once was 2 friends, one big and one small. Their names were Piggy and Gerald. Piggy was a small pink little pig.
Hi, everybody.
And Gerald was a big and dark elephant.
Hi.
But is Gerald big enough to help his friend out when a big guy takes his ball?
Oh my goodness. What? Oh no! Did you guys hear something? Gerald! What? They found this ball and it was so fun, but then a big guy came and he took my ball! I am so upset. Well, that's not good. That's not right. Big guys have all the fun. What about the little guys? No, since not us. What makes them think they're so big? Their size? Well, I'm big too. I'll get your ball back from that big guy. Play! Let's see how big this guy thinks. Have you seen him? Have you seen him?
And with that, Gerald was off to get Piggy's ball back from the big guy. But is he big enough to confront the big guy? Hey, Gerald.
Big guy. Oh, I tell you. That's a pretty big guy. You didn't say how big he was. He's much bigger than I am. Much bigger. I'm smaller than he is. Much smaller. He's so big.
You didn't get my ball back. I saw you.
Excuse me.
Thanks for finding my little ball.
That's your ball? Hold on. Easy. Well, I am big. So big that no one will play with me.
Little guys have all the fun.
Big guy, would you like to play monster ball with us?
What is a monster ball?
We don't know. We haven't made that.
And so the 3 played all day long, becoming the best of friends, and Gerald and Piggy learned never to judge a book by its cover. And with that, we can all have the end.
Little bunny cuckoo hopping through the forest.
Sit down there. On your bottom.
Scooping up the tigers and bopping them on the head.
Not again.
Down came the good fairy.
I don't like your attitude. Scooping up the baby tigers and bopping them on the head.
Oh, my tail. But the fair keeps tattling on me.
You have 1 chance left to change,
cowboys and cowgirls roamed all alike. But there was one particular cowboy, a ranger from Texas, who was just tougher than all the rest. His name was Pecos Billy. Well, that time Texas just became a little too tame for Pecos, so he struck out to New Mexico to find a hard outfit. He went around, he settled up on his horse, and they was on their way. They rode for days, in hot miles, in the hot sun until they got to New Mexico. And they ran into an old trapper, and he asked him,
Where's the cowboy hunter? Rough ground.
Well,
he thought hard,
there's a bar, ain't too far from here, where fellas buy nails and have for fun. Be careful along the way. Heard folks being beaten up by bandits.
but it wasn't bandits that Pecos would run into. He saddled up his horse again, and they was on their way. Riding through a canyon, all of a sudden, his horse fainted. She comes dehydrated.
Drink water, kids.
Well, I can't just leave him out here.
Pecos had to find a nice way to cool off his horse.
Thank you.
Well, Pecos went walking with a saddle on his back. For long days in the hot sun, until he come upon a rattlesnake.
Oh, well, is he here now? I don't mean no harm. Whoa.
He let the rattlesnake get a few jabs in before he took the stuffing out of it. He roped her up, threw her to the ground.
Well, I don't beat you real good. I'll spare you.
Yeah, kind of tired, y'all. He picked up the rattlesnake and wrapped it around his neck. They was on their way. Walking through a canyon, they come upon a cougar. The Pecos devil turned to hair. They threw her to the ground too. Cougar gave him a sad look. She mustered up her strength, and they mounted. They rode all the way down to the saloon. And when they got there, they opened them doors with a whack. They were supposed to be a big scary bunch, but when Pecos dismounted, they turned scaredy cats.
Which one of you is in charge here?
You, son.
Well, I'm confused. Who runs this here post?
That's just the thing. I was. But frankly, mister, you seem tougher than anyone I've ever met. Sure as heck me.
Well, which one of you thinks you got what it takes to join a hard outfit?
Cowboys and cowgirls, outlaws, all alike, all joined in, and they made the toughest outfit the Old West ever seen. The end.
Little Bunny Foo Foo hopping through the forest. Scooping up the goblins and bopping them on the head. Down came the good fairy.
Little Bunny Foo Foo. Little Bunny Foo Foo, I don't like your attitude. You have no chances left. I'm going to turn you into a goonie. Ha! You're going to be a goonie! You're going to be a goonie. So
The end. Stone Soup, a European folktale retold by Heather Forrest. There once was a comfortable little village way up in the mountains. The people who lived there had plenty of food to keep them well fed and happy. One day, two very tired and very hungry
I'm so hungry.
travelers came upon the village.
You can travel for days without food and starve. I'm sure one of these houses have food to spare. Let's see. Well, let's just try this house here.
When they came upon the first house, they knocked very boldly. Politely, they asked,
Excuse us, but we're two very tired, hungry travelers. We're just wondering if you have any food to spare.
No, I don't have anything to spare. Good day.
That was good. Let's just try another house. Excuse us, but we are very tired, very travelers. Do you have any food to spare? Nope. I don't have any food to spare. Me.
This continued until the travelers had knocked on every single door in the town. The townspeople, of course, had plenty of food to spare, but they were all very greedy and were not willing to share with the weary travelers. After a bit of thinking, they came up with a plan to teach the village a lesson.
Why don't we just share our magic soup recipe? Great idea! We need a pot to make it in. Gee! I wish we had a big pot to make our delicious magic soup recipe in.
After a moment of silence, a child hurried to the travelers with a large pot that they had.
It's a big old pot. I'd like to see you make this soup. I don't believe it's magic.
Oh, trust us, this soup is very magic. You'll see.
The travelers built a fire and filled the pot with water. Some of the townspeople began to gather around to see what was happening. Once the water was boiling, the two clever travelers began to make their magic soup by dropping a rather plain stone into the pot.
First, we need a stone. This is going to make a hearty broth for our soup.
That's absurd.
You can't make a tasty soup with that at all.
It will be delicious, nutritious, incredible, and edible. But it would be even better if we had carrot.
The townspeople remained silent. They all had beautiful carrots at home, but did not want to share them with the travelers. Suddenly, a voice said tinkly,
I might have a small carrot spare.
Well, bring it then. We shall add it to the pot.
The woman hurried home and brought the travelers a large carrot to add to the pot.
Very delicious. It would be even better if we had a potato.
I have a potato.
Excellent. You forgot to put in the pot. It would be better still if we had a few more ingredients.
Suddenly, an amazing thing happened. One by one, the greedy townspeople began to call out ingredients they would add to the soup.
Let's bring it to me.
I should bring some beans. I have an onion. Make that too. I have
Bring what you got and put it in the pot. We're making stone soup.
Soon, everyone was bringing in bits and pieces of food to add to the soup. The delicious aroma filled the air, and before they knew it, the soup was ready to eat.
I'm so excited. You're gonna love it. This stone soup is gonna rock your world. Lots of you go. You're gonna love this. Stone soup, get them all the time.
Thank you.
Thank
soup from an ordinary stone.
Well, see, it wasn't the stone that made the soup so magic. We had a very special ingredient. Sharing.
Sharing with others is the most rewarding thing a person can do. When you share with your neighbors share too.
And so the travelers went on their way, leaving the little town with a recipe for the magical stone soup. Bring what you've got, put it in the pot. Every bit counts from the largest to the least. Together we can celebrate a stone soup feast. The end.